Hello everyone, this is Donna from Even the Scales, and I'm on my channel right now to protect myself from the abuse that I'm going through here in Campbelltown, New South Wales. It's been non-stop all morning. There's just certain groups that just don't want to accept that I'm not dead, so they just won't stop putting me through abuse. And the second I woke up this morning, there were abusive men set up waiting to carry out stalking in vehicles around the area. They do that just to create noise and pollution, just to let me know that they're there and that they've just seen me wake up because they're watching my vital signs on a monitor. So that happened as soon as I woke up. Transport New South Wales workers involved in that as well. That person at Transport New South Wales has been involved in this for probably going on around 9 months to a year. And they've done the same thing like right throughout this abuse over the past 22 months, for as long as they've been involved. Almost, at least a couple of times a week, there's Transport New South Wales workers involved in this. And they create noise to just humiliate me and to let me know that they're viewing into my home. Because these people are all watching into my home on illegal cameras as well. They're all watching my devices. So this morning they knew that I had an appointment because they see everything on my device and they see where I'm going. So they had stalkers set up all the way there, all the way home. All the time I was at the appointment, there were stalkers. I was put through abuse, psychological abuse by the organisation that I went to. And, it's so subtle, the abuse. They're really making sure that it's really subtle and that I am the only one that can see what's going on. Although the drivers that are stalking me on the road, you can see who they are because they put their headlights on to show their numbers. And there was hundreds of them. So there's all this unnecessary traffic on the road just to stalk me, just to create pollution and noise. There was also a driver on the way home that created pollution on purpose. And he made sure that he pulled in front of me so that I would see the pollution and have to breathe it in. They do this quite often. They'll just get people to be on my path that are just creating pollution just so that I have to breathe it in. And what else happened this morning? There was lookalikes, people from my past placed at different areas on the way and at the appointment and on the way home. That's something they do. They send lookalike people. I don't know what it's meant to do. I think it's just to keep me thinking of the past, but I only keep the good memories from the past. And but that's just something that they've done right throughout the past 22 months, is try and constantly keep me stuck in the past. So they'll use people that look like old work colleagues, old bosses, family members, people connected to my family. It's totally pointless. I don't even know why they do it, but anyway, that's what they're doing. And of course, if I say anything about that, I'm going to look crazy. So that's what I mean, how the abuse is so subtle that if I say anything about it, it'll make me look like I'm a crazy person. But it's because, this has been happening to me for 22 months. I know exactly what these people are doing. And I'm sure that, if this gets investigated and they check out some of these number plates that I've collected and they check out the communication on the people that are putting me through abuse. If they check out their devices and see what they've been doing on their devices, I'm sure that, they're going to see who some of these people connect back to. So I was stalked all the way there by hundreds of people on the road, same on the way home. And while I was at the appointment, yes, there was people set up there. So, they knew I was going there. So they'll make sure that there's all these people set up on the way and on the way home. And then the woman in the unit next door to me, she keeps tampering with my air. So this is something that, I want to stop. I want to stop what she's doing as soon as possible because she's tampering with my air. Like, that's priority to me. And the woman that lives in the unit downstairs, she was still doing this last night. The neighbours too, they're also just stalking me in my home and around my movements, and they just create little scenarios where they carry out little setups. They get people to help them, and that's to just try and make me feel as hopeless and as lonely as they can. But it doesn't work because I've been on my own for so long now, and I would rather be alone than have people in my life that are going to abuse me. And I'm also the type of person that, I can be on my own and I don't feel like there's something wrong with me for that. So that doesn't work either, but I know that's what these neighbours are trying to do, and again, they can say that I look crazy for saying that, but no, I know what these people are doing. I've been experiencing their abuse for 22 months, and I know that they're constantly creating setups. I mean, you've only got to, if someone was here with me, and I could point out to you what these people are doing, but they probably wouldn't do it if there's someone here. They only do it because I'm alone. I can also point out things around the area where they've set up props and things like that to put me through mind abuse. There's always props set up everywhere I go, just to try and put me through psychological abuse. And that happens at the shopping centres, that happens everywhere I go. So, right now I want the abuse of my air to stop. So St George Community Housing, this woman that lives in the unit next door to me is sending the vile smell of her home into my home through the rigged range hood that you've rigged so that she could abuse my air. And I don't know what's in that air. I don't know what I'm breathing in. I don't know if there's bacteria in that air. I don't know if that woman has COVID. I don't know if she has anything that could be that could travel through air. Airborne germs travel, and that's how they're spread, through the air. So I would appreciate it if you tell this woman to completely stop tampering with my air, because she will not stop. She keeps starting it back up again. And, I think that some of these people, they're just bitter, and they're just doing what they're doing just because they can. Like they know it's over, but they're angry that it hasn't gone their way. So they're just putting me through abuse just because they can. I mean, this woman's, she's sitting on the other side of a wall, tampering with my air. I wonder how she'd go looking at me face to face. I wonder if she'd be able to look me face to face and put me through abuse, or can she only do it when she's sitting behind the wall there? Like, this is so unfair. I'm sitting in my home and this woman is sitting there stalking me around my movements and tampering with the oxygen I'm trying to breathe. And every time she does it, St. George Community Housing, you can guarantee that I'm going to be on my channel talking about it, because I'm not going to sit here and be disrespected like that by anybody. And you need to get these cameras out of my home, and you need to fix these range hoods that I've been asking you to fix for the past almost 12 months now, and you're ignoring my messages, St. George Community Housing. For anyone who doesn't know, St. George Community Housing has rigged the neighbours' range hoods in their homes so that everything gets diverted into my unit. They've gone to extremes, and there's also, I have a diary of, like a journal that I write in every morning, and these people, they're either getting into my home while I'm not here. I just went to an appointment, and while I was out on their appointment, they were carrying out abuse based on what I've written in this notebook right here that I have here with me now. So these people this landlord could be letting himself into my home with a key. When I leave the house, they're tracking my vehicle. They know where I am at all times. They know how long I'm going to be. So this landlord has keys to my home, and he's probably letting people into my home and going through this diary and getting the information, and then he's taking that and they're using it while I'm out to abuse me. And if he's not doing that, the camera must be directly over my head so that he's zooming in on this notepad to read what's in this diary. And I can't see the camera, because if it's in this ceiling here above me, it's a double length ceiling, so double height. So it's not a normal height ceiling, it's one of those ones that goes up on an angle. And above my head here, it's very, very high. So I can't see if there's a camera up there. I would never be able to cover it up, even if there was one up there. So it could be directly over where I'm sitting, and they're zooming in on what I'm writing. This is how much these people are invading my life. And they're like parasites. They'll try and get into my life any way that they possibly can. These people, they're so desperate. Like yesterday, I got about 5, was it yesterday? Yeah, I got some yesterday and some the day before, scam phone calls. Like all of a sudden, there'll be just a run of scammers calling me, just to try and annoy me. And sometimes organisations just ring me up just to put me through psychological abuse in some way. Like they sit there and they must brainstorm ideas. I know, we can do this. And that's all they do. And it's the same with St. George Community Housing. They're constantly paying people to set up scenarios around where I live here. And the neighbours are carrying them out. The neighbours are doing it. He's paying these neighbours. So if there's anyone out there that can help me stop this abuse I'm going through here in Campbelltown, please help me. Because I need to stop these neighbours from attacking the air in my home. That's my main priority. I also want these people caught and held accountable, because I don't know why they're not in jail yet. I really don't. Hopefully though, they're under investigation and it's not going to be too much longer. And it's a good thing that I've got this channel, because if there are people investigating it, I'm sure this information's helping them too. Because I know people believe me. I know they do. And I've just noticed though, over the past few days, the abuse that they're carrying out is just like, it's extra subtle. So that only I would know. Nobody else would know at all. I mean, there's been times there in the past where it was almost quite obvious that I was being stalked. Because they were really overdoing it. And they still are. I mean, I shouldn't be being stalked by anyone. And there was just hundreds of cars on the road stalking me. So thank you if you've listened to this video, and please, if you can help me here, contact me on the email that will be attached to this video. If you can help me to raise public awareness, I'll be very grateful for that. I'll attach some videos to the end of this one, so that if you can share one of those videos, that would really help me as well. And if these neighbours continue, I'll be back on my channel straight away, because I'm not going to sit here and be disrespected in my home like this from these people. And they're desperate. These people are absolutely desperate, and there's no telling what they will do because of that desperation. They're desperate. I mean, if they're the kind of people that are going to sit there and tamper with someone's air to try and torture them, there's no telling what these people are capable of. I mean, for one, they're capable of murder because they're watching my heartbeat. They're trying to cause me a heart attack or a mental health breakdown. Every time this woman tampers with my air, it's attempted murder, especially when I have PTSD and I suffer with panic attacks. Oh yes, the Campbelltown police just stalked me too, again, on the road. And what they did was also subtle, and it could be circumstantial, but no, they were stalking me. They were driving in the opposite direction to me, just down the road, not far from my home, and when they got right next to me, they turned the siren on and sped off in the other direction. So that was set up. It's just all to try and add stress to me and my nervous system. That's why they do it. And it's just to, I guess, like, it's just arrogance, you know, just to let me know that there's no police to help me with the abuse that I'm going through, and that they're stalking me and following me everywhere I go. So thanks for listening.